Hey guys, it's the Comics Kid, and welcome back to, Our Life Beginning and Always. Okay, what happened last time? Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, so we did everything and then started this new, and then it turned into this. Okay, that's right. So basically we're walking into something totally brand new. Right. Got it. August ended. September began. It was time to go back to school. Lizzie groaned and complained the entire first week. She hated going to classes. Still, there were interesting things to do that couldn't be done anywhere else. We weren't sure how Cove felt about it. He was enrolled that year. But it was like Cyan Cove would be staying in Sunset Bird for a while. At school, he was alright, but kept his distance from other kids. From what you saw, anyway. Youthful affection. Start playing step 2 using the crush interest level. What? Huh? Whatever he could, Cove stuck to you like glue. He didn't even mind that much what the fuck? He didn't even mind that much what you did to pass the time as long as it was together. Sometimes it was like things were exactly the same as when you first met. But in other times, as you got older, you couldn't ignore how the feelings had changed in meaningful ways. You wanted to kiss him on the lips. Smoochy smooch. That year, the divorce of Cove's parent was finalized. You overheard your parents talking about it, saying Cove's dad finally got full custody. Oh, nice, yay. Maybe, I don't... Cove's dad really loves Cove, but Cove is kind of like, I don't like this towards him, and so he kind of... We'll have to see how this plays out. At first, you worried that meant bad news. Yes, exactly. It had made Mr. Holden cry, apparently. Then you found out it meant Cove would keep living with his dad. He would only stay with his mom a few weeks of the... Ooh... Okay. Cove cried too, for different reasons, you thought. Yeah, probably. It seemed like Cove and his dad might move again, but Mr. Holden decided to stay after all. Mom asked him about it once. He said he didn't want to uproot Cove's life a second. Yeah, smart! Smart! Because if you did that, Cove would definitely resent you the second time. Mr. Holden tried to get Cove to like Sunset Bird more. He kept encouraging his son to go out and see the place. Let me guess, he didn't. Sometimes Mr. Holden volunteered you to spend time with Cove. He seemed very confident that it was an effective strategy. What the fuck do you want? Cove never talked to anyone about what happened with his parents and withdrew whenever it was brought up. Fair enough. It was hard for him, yet nobody knew how to help. It's hard to help people like that. It's just something you would have to kind of instinctually know, type of thing. I don't know how to say it, but it's like, I don't know. Eventually, Cove stopped crying on his own. You couldn't understand what had changed. Depression. But you hoped that you could help him feel better still, since even without the tears, he looked sad. Like I said, depression. Maybe one day he could say out loud what he felt inside. Maybe one day. But I don't think that day is today. After that, it felt like things had gone back to normal. Except what was normal didn't stay the same. Years passed and suddenly you were in middle school. You weren't a kid anymore. You were 13 years old. Hot damn. That officially made you a teen, even if your sister didn't agree. It has teen in the name. Of fucking course it officially makes you a teen. The toys and crayons that used to litter every free space in your room had been packed away somewhere, replaced with new hobbies. Ah, yes. Drugs. There were other changes, too. Cove's cast got taken off. It was weird to see him without it initially. Underneath the pink plaster ended up being a long, thin scar that snaked around his forearm. What happened? What fucked his arm up so badly? Cove's cheeks flushed with a shy pride whenever someone drew attention to it. What happened? I'm drawing attention to it now! I want to know what happened! He also went through a major growth spurt. He was the tallest student in his class for 2 years in a row. Cove will probably hold that spot again next time. In class, people knew him for more than just being tall. He also stood out because of how well he did with school stuff overall. Yep. Good. Yep. Over the years, he became more quiet and reserved. You didn't usually see him talking to other people. And the only kid that came to visit the neighborhood when you were little, Shiloh, well, Shiloh's gone. Wow. He and his mom moved back south because of her work, just 1 year after Cove came to Sunset Bird. It had been really upsetting when he left. Lizzie was inconsolable for weeks, but nobody talked about Shiloh anymore. It was a long time ago. You learned some heartbreaking things became less sad the further away they were, even if they had never gotten any better. That was sad in its own way. I like the backgrounds. They're very pretty, even though they're blurred out and not really in focus. Things at home were different too. You still lived in the same house and all that, but it wasn't how it was before. Ma dyed her hair purple, wanting something new, and liked it so much that she kept dyeing it. You remember calling her Mommy as a kid, but something like that seemed awkward nowadays. You were too old. You were much too old for the word. Yet tell that to all the kinky people. Lizzie felt too mature for her nickname too. She insisted on everyone calling her Elizabeth. So you did. Your mom soon gave her permission to go places other than the playground and shopping street, which she took advantage of. You rarely saw her around the old neighborhood. Huh. In fact, she hardly spent time with you in the way she did before. Elizabeth insisted... I'm not reading this correct. Elizabeth instead associated, there we go, more and more with girls from school who were her own age. Maybe the difference between 13 and 15 was greater than the difference between 8 and 10. Yeah, it is. You started befriending new people yourself, like Derek Suarez. You didn't live in the neighborhood or go to the same school. How? Okay. You're probably about to tell me how I know this Derek Suarez. What happened was his and Cove's dad struck up a business partnership a few months ago. Since then, Derek would pop up in the area now and then. It seemed Mr. Suarez was happy to let Derek tag along to his work, if Derek had the time for it. What does that mean? What does that mean? Without a doubt, everyone and everything around you had changed in smell and smog. In small and big ways. You had too. As time went by, though, it was easy to settle into this new normal. Then, before you knew it, school was over, and summer vacation had come again. Ooh, this is a nice set. That is a nice setup for a desk. It was the first day of summer vacation. The sun was hot as ever, but you were inside and away from its harsh rays. To be more specific, you were... I'm snuggled up in bed, celebrating your time off by sleeping in. I am absolutely going to do that, and that is absolutely what I did in summer vacation. It was hot, but you still had the blanket up over your head to block out the sun. You didn't want it intruding on your lazy morning. Unfortunately, you hadn't prepared for an intrusion. From beneath the blanket, you heard the door creak open. Go away. You're still sleeping? Wow. Get up. I thought the go... Go away. The impatient tapping of her foot. You could tell she hadn't left. Get up now. I will come over there. So much for a lazy morning. Your special boy is at the door, like he is always now. Oh, you're gonna be one of those popular preppy girls that I fucking hate so much. Are we supposed to just hate our sister? Are we supposed to hate our sister? Are we just supposed to hate our sister? I feel like we're just supposed to hate our sister. He brought some happy summer gift from Mr. Holden. Mom wants you to take it from him. Say thanks or whatever. You did not like the way she called him your special boy, but you knew by now that saying so wouldn't stop her. Yeah, what would stop her would be a fucking shotgun to the head. You damn fucking bitch.
Come on.
So come down already. Okay, fine. Elizabeth said nothing else and left, having done what was instructed of her. You rolled out of bed, stretching your arms up high and yawning. Time to get ready. You sat yourself in front of the mirror in the far corner of your room. This is how... Okay. Your reflection hardly even fit in the frame. You're very tall. Your reflection went over the whole length of the mirror. You're pretty tall. Your reflection fits comfortably in frame. Your average height. There was a lot of open... It's free real estate. There was a lot of open real estate in the frame. You were pretty sure you had trouble getting your reflection to appear in the mounted mirror frame. I'm gonna go with pretty tall. Like, I am average height, but I always want to try to... But I always go for a little bit over. Cove tended to be the only person around who was even taller, at least among teens your own age. You liked your height, you weren't sure how to feel about it, you were kind of self-conscious over it. I like my height. It suited you well in your mind. Then you put the finishing touches on your outfit while rummaging... Rummating? Future me, what is this word? Thank you. On the situation. Careless as they had been, Elizabeth's word... Future me? What's this word as well? Okay. Peak had something your curiosity. You planned on going over to see what Cove was up to today, so this worked in your favor. It was when you spotted your reflection that you realized you were smiling wide. You were looking forward to seeing him. Ah, young love. You left your room, taking an easy time down the stairs. Step 2. Second chance. What, is it a second chance for Elizabeth to actually be likable? Because so far she hasn't been likable. Spotted Mom first, reclining on the couch. She held a magazine in her hands, which she was perusing through. Morning, Mom! She looked up at your greeting, a smile instantly appearing on her face.
Thanks.
Oh, your mom and the other one's okay, I thought it was switched. Good morning, Bill. Thank you for coming down. Of course. Ma's at the door with Cove. He can't stay over today, unfortunately. Why don't you go and thank him before he leaves? That's what you sent me here to do. Also, this smile is... Ugh. Also, how long has my mouse or my cursor been on screen? Also, what is this dust doing? You nodded and made your way to the front of the house, just as she said. Ma was there making conversation. She must have heard you because she looked over her shoulder.
Oh?
Oh, she does look good. She looks good in purple. Look who finally made it. Morning, sleepyhead.
Oh, shut up, you. I'm a teenager. I am allowed to sleep in on summer vacation. Harumph. Edgy teen noises.
Ma reached forward and you knew she was about to pat you on the head. She was taller than average for an adult woman, so you were still little in her eyes despite being big for your own age. You let her do it. You happily let her do it. You tilted your body aside to dodge. You pushed her hand back and laughed. You pushed her hand back and groaned. Fuck it. I'll just let her do it. I don't care. You stood by patiently and indulged your ma's wishes. She gave you 2 small taps on the crown of your head. You're the last one down today. You're the last one down today. You know that? Life isn't a race. Morning. I was going to stay in longer, so you're welcome. Sorry about the wait. What do we get? Life isn't a race, because that's something I would... That's very similar to what I would say. So, funny. I don't think that excuse will work if you're late for anyone other than your own mother, though. It wasn't an excuse, though. With a small laugh, Ma stepped aside. Cove was just as you remembered, exactly how you came to know him to be.
Oh my god, he's going to be adorable, isn't he?
He is going to be so fucking shy and adorable. He leaned uncomfortably to the side in your doorway as the longer strands of his hair idly drifted with the breeze. His features was pinched in embarrassment as he shifted from one foot to another.
He's going to be adorable!
He was holding what must be the much talked about gift. From first glance, you figured it must be a bouquet of flowers. Then you gave it a real look. No, instead, it was carefully cut fruit. Okay. It made a lot of sense that it was actually from Cove's dad. You had to suppress a laugh at the show. You couldn't imagine how many folks buying that sort of thing for their own personal enjoyment. That kind of arrangement was built for the presentation, likely to impress whoever was inevitably going to receive it. It seemed no matter how long he lived here, Mr. Holden would keep going out of his way to be neighborly, and Cove would always be roped into participating. Yep, I fucking love that. At the sight of you, Cove smiled. He's going to be adorable! At the sight of you, Cove smiled, and there was some nervousness to it. Hey, you smiled back. You couldn't help thinking to when you first met Cove and how you became such good friends. Lately, though, you were starting to have different feelings for him.
Smoochy feelings.
Hey, it's nice to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you too. His grip on the his grip on the base of the gift tightened, and your heart beat. Oh, for fuck's sake! Will you two kiss already? You two adorable goobers. Even if neither of you had spoken about it, both of you were aware something new was growing in your relationship. It was already shaping up to be another long summer. The best part was that the two of you had plenty of time to spend together and explore what was developing. God, this is either gonna be fucking adorable or fucking annoying, because it's like, would you two just kiss already? His awkwardness over the task started to creep back in, so Cove nudged the gift closer to you. He was ready to be relieved of it. Your hands brushed over his oh my god, this is going to be fucking romantic as shit. Just slightly when you took hold of the base. He flinched enough for you to know with certainty that he noticed it happened. You couldn't help but smile to yourself. And with that, the gift was accepted. Well, that's everything. Though he said that, he made no move to go. You could tell he was reluctant to. Wow! Wow, just fucking straight up, just be like, you are too cute sometimes. Thank you, thanks, you are too cute sometimes. I'm just gonna say thanks, because that is what I would say. Could you tell your dad we like the gift? Yeah. Mr. Holden's behavior was different from any neighbor you ever had. Though after 5 years, you were used to his antics. And you'd since made up your mind on what your opinion was. He was nice. He was sort of funny. He was pretty weird. You didn't like him. He was great, and kind of handsome. I'm sorry, is there an option to romance Cove's dad? Is Cove's dad a DILF? I'm just gonna say he's nice. You knew he wasn't completely perfect, but he always seemed to try so hard for the sake of others. Your thoughts were quickly interrupted by a shout. There you are! You shared a confused look with Cove. As one, both of you stepped towards the open door onto the neighborhood street. It didn't take long to locate the source of the noise. You spot Derek just a few yards down the road. He ran up to you. Oh, by the way, I customized Cove to look like this. I think it looks very good. He looks very good. Also, button up your shirt, my man. We can't let the hose. You're hot. You were happy at the sight of him. You were confused at the sight of him. You were displeased at I was happy at the sight of him. Derek was certainly a welcome guest in your neighborhood. It was a pleasant surprise whenever he showed up. He's well designed. After stopping a couple steps away, Derek hunched over to catch his breath. Then he looked up with a wide grin.
Hey.
Hey, guy and pal. Oh, are you saying, is Cove the guy and I'm the pal because I'm non-binary? It's been some time since you officially began using they, them pronouns. Your family knows and supports you in it, so does Cove and his dad. Derek was always someone you met afterwards. He didn't know you from before, but he always accepted you for who you are, no matter what. No homophobia today, bios. I was just at your house, Cove, but no one was there. Should have figured you'd be at Bill's place. Do you ever spend time in your own home, or are you always just there? Derek laughed at his own joke. He either didn't notice that it embarrassed Cove, or the embarrassment was what he was actually laughing at. It was probably the first thing, that he didn't notice the embarrassed Cove. Derek turned to you. He was going to say more, then his eyes widened and he gasped. What's that? You followed his gaze, unsure, and then you realized what he meant. You were still holding Mr. Holden's gift. How the fuck am I still holding it? Why did I not put it down? It's kind of like a bouquet of flowers, but made out of fruit. Nice! Can I have some? Fuck! Fuck! I haven't even tried any yet. I guess that's what I would go for. Because I don't know how to answer this. Derek pouted at your words, not hiding his disappointment, I should say. Aw. Then he nodded his head, as if to clear it. Anyway, that's right. I came here because I needed to say something big. He paused, possibly for effect. What do you mean possibly? It is so for effect. There's some other kid here in Sunset Bird. Cove was as surprised as you were by the news. Such a reaction made sense. No one around your age had moved here since Cove did 5 years ago. Were they with their family? Maybe they were cutting through. Nuh-uh, the new kid was all by himself, just walking. Did you talk to him? Nope. I came to report the sighting right. Fucking talk to the kid first! Oh my god, Derek. It feels like Derek's like 11 or 12. Like he's younger than us and he's short just because of how... I don't know. Maybe Derek is the same age as us. I don't know. The kid had green hair, glasses, was pretty small, and seemed really upset about something. I hope he didn't leave. You blinked. Slowly, you looked over to your longtime neighbor. That sounds a lot like you, Cove. When you first got here, anyway. Yeah. I guess that was me back then. Derek snickered good-naturedly. I can see that really well, now that you say so. But what do you say? Let's go find Cove's look-alike. We should all meet him. I'll do it. Sure, I want to see who this person is. Derek grinned, then he pointed down the street the way he came. Let me first put down the fucking gift first! Last I saw him, the mystery visitor was going this direction. Nothing else needed to be said. The three of you were off, with Derek leading the way. I guess I'm taking fruit with me. This fruit bouquet is going to see an adventure. Derek brought you to the beach, and as a trio, you made your way down the shore to the old playground. You walked the familiar path in a comfortable silence. When you were almost there, you spotted the kid in question. His bright colors almost shone like a beacon beneath the rays of the sun. He scuffled around, kicking up the sand as he paced. It was true, he certainly seemed upset, but you didn't think he was sad, like you had originally pictured. No, with his erratic movements and scrunched-up expression, he came off angry. You started to have doubts about this expedition. Maybe it'd be better if you left him alone and let him sort it out himself. You shared a look with Cove. He was equally reluctant to start up a conversation. Derek didn't feel the same. He waved wildly, calling out to the boy. Hey guy, over here! Hi Melonhead! How are you? The kid whipped around, an impressive scowl carving deeper onto his face. His eyes were tired, but a strong, hostile energy still radiated from him.
What?
What? What is it? What do you want? The sharp tone made Derek flinch. He shifted on his feet. What's your name? Jeremy. Was that it?
No.
No, I'm Derek, and this is... I'm Derek. No, I'm Derek. That's Bill and Cove. We were walking away and saw you. We wanted to say hi. there aren't a lot of kids our age in the neighborhood. Oh, I thought that was still Derek. My bad. There aren't a lot of kids in our age in the neighborhood. Yeah, so, it's cool to see someone else here. Strangely, Jeremy grew furious by your response. If steam could erupt from a person's ears, it would have happened then. They did bring me someone stupid. Of course, I knew it. What?
My parents.
My parents. They're the ones who brought me. I didn't walk to this town. Can you not figure that out on your own? Fucking chillax, my guy. Right, my dad brings me to Sunset Bird too when he has to come for work and all that stuff. It's not bad. That earned him a glare from Jeremy. Derek winced beneath it, glancing away. It was a struggle to remain friendly with this Jeremy guy. I mean, I wouldn't want to come here for a real vacation probably either. That's an understatement. This doesn't count as a vacation. It's a waste of time, a chore! My parents' family is nearby and we just came to see them. Ugh! If they're your parents' family, doesn't that make them your family too? He could be adopted.
I guess.
Or yes! That's a pretty good reason to come by. Do you want to go somewhere else? No! Jeremy crossed his arms with a huff. He turned away. They should have gone by themselves since they care so much and left me home, but I'm not allowed to be by myself. Pfft. It makes no sense. They're the ones who don't know how to do anything, and I'm the kid? I know I'm doing a very poor job, but I'm trying to do, different voices between Derek, Jeremy, Cove, and me. You kept quiet. You shouldn't talk about your parents like that. Sorry, it must suck being forced to do something you don't want. We just came to hell. We just said hello. You don't have to keep complaining at us. Calm down. You don't have to yell so much. Who peed in your giant? Not that. I would only say that to Cove or Derek. As a joke. Calm down. You don't have to. That's pretty something. That's pretty close to what I would say. You really don't know anything! You turn to Cove, lowering your voice. The two of you aren't that similar after all. Jeremy must have had good hearing, though, because he caught the private exchange and scoffed.
Stupid.
Of course we're not similar. My eyebrows aren't Your haircut is, though, you fucking twat head. Cove's cheeks flushed crimson at the insult. You couldn't be sure if it was out of embarrassment or anger. Maybe both. Come on. I really want to fucking say, how can you say that when you've got a bowl cut? What? No way. No, Cove's wavy eyebrows are so cool. Don't listen to him. They're really unique and special. Well, they are kind of silly. Apologize to Cove. Ooh. Usually I think that's what I'm gonna do. If it gets I don't get a choice to say, hey, you should apologize now, then whoops. But usually what I would do is comfort and counteract what the other person would be saying. And then if they continue to just belittle them, I would be hey, knock it off, apologize. So I'm gonna say, don't listen to him, they're really unique and special. Cove smiled weakly. Special cause how ridiculous they look, maybe. You rolled your eyes, you crossed your arms over your chest, you shook your head, you patted Cove on the shoulder, you lunged towards Jeremy, you grinned at all of this. Rolled your eyes, I guess. His behavior was unbelievably childish. You bet this is what Elizabeth imagines she was dealing with whenever you do anything. But with Jeremy, he really is like a kid. All right, so I'm gonna try to make Jeremy more nasally, like,
I'm this fucking stick-up twat named Jeremy. Nah. My parents don't know anything.
My voice, I'm just gonna do my own voice. Derek. Wow, what's wrong with you? Maybe? Wow, what's wrong? No, that should be, wow, what's wrong with you? No, that's more my voice. Whoa, what's wrong? Whoa, what's wrong with you? Instead of taking offense, Jeremy only parroted Derek's words in a nasally voice.
Wow, what is wrong with you?
Whoa. This is dumb.
Jeremy stuck out his tongue and skulked away, throwing more sand everywhere he went. You watched him go hunched over until he became a speck in your vision. Silence reigned as in his wake. The three of you tried to process what just happened. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. What a mean kid. Derek wasn't kidding. And by the sounds of those earlier complaints, the new boy Jeremy was going to be in the area for at least a little while this summer. Derek sighed in dismay, plopping onto the ground. You followed, and Cove did shortly after. There wasn't much else to do.
This sucks.
Oh, okay. This sucks. I was hoping to meet someone fun. Hang out maybe. He shook his head. After a moment, he slowly... Okay, maybe what I should do is, like, try to match their voice. Maybe I should try to do that. Oop, that's... Loosen. I want tighten. There we go. So I'll try to match my voice to the best of theirs. He shook his head. After a moment, he slowly turned to you with a hopeful expression. But you know what would really improve the day? Why do I feel like you're gonna say something stupid? What? He didn't respond. Instead, he used his hand to point. Right at the fruit arrangement that you were still holding. God fucking did. Why did I know he was going to do that? You had completely forgotten about the mini drama that unfolded. You'd gotten used to the wait. Glancing over to Cove, you noticed he was eyeing the fruit. He must want some too. Why not? Let's eat. Derek perked up immediately at your words. He reached out for a skewer, hesitating slightly once he was inches away.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. Just fucking go for it. You nodded with an eager grin. He plucked out a prime row of fruits. Cove grabbed one for himself. After him, only you were without a skewer of your own. Ooh, pineapple, grape, strawberry, or melon. I'm probably gonna take the pineapple. It's between the pineapple and strawberry because I really like pineapple and strawberry. I'm gonna do pineapple. The pineapple was cut to look like a flower. It was the obvious first choice. Derek ate a pineapple skewer enthusiastically, finishing it within moments. This is amazing! Cove continued munching on his, making a small noise with his mouth full. Hey, do you remember The Land Before Time? That fruit thing makes me think of it. The dinosaurs all liked leaves that were shaped like stars. I'm sorry, are you talking about this scene? That is a fucking deep cut. All right. Cheese stars. Yeah. Chopping leaves looked so delicious when they did it. And there was a scene with the pretty trees and all the dinosaurs came in and picked everything off of them until there was nothing. That's us right now. Awesome. Oh, God. I fucking don't remember that. I know I've watched it, but I don't remember it at all. It wasn't the ones I watched regularly as a kid. Eating leaves looks good. Should I worry about? I kind of want to answer that. Do you think things taste better when they're shaped like stars? I love that movie. I've never seen it. I didn't like that one. That movie's for. I'm gonna say eating leaves looks good. Should I worry about you? He snickered. No, I'm not gonna do that for real. But I did pretend that I was a long neck when I ate broccoli one time. The three of you continued like this for the next few minutes. Eventually, the display was barren. It looked weird when devoid of fruit. Eating it all hadn't really made you feel better. It did help me. It did make you help. Yeah, because now I'm, like, over the whole fucking melon head kid. Derek was right. It was so good that you were already brightening up from the earlier drama. Hey, Bill. Yeah? The two of you met eyes cautiously.
Next, it's going to be smoochy, smoochy, smooch.
Thanks for what you said back there. It's nice not everyone thinks like that guy. Oh, it's, okay. He was just being a jerk. Derek chimed in strongly. Don't listen to it, Cove. He's the problem. Don't listen to it, Cove. He's the problem. People shouldn't say those kinds of things. Yeah. Derek then leaned back on his arms. He was contemplated. He contemplated. Oh, he contemplated. God, I've never seen complicated. He complicated. I've never seen that word written out before. He contemplated the sky with a content sigh. So, are you two ready for summer break? Yeah, no, I'm sure. Are you? How's someone supposed to be ready for break? Yes. Yeah, I'm ready. Cool on you. Wish I could say the same. It feels like there's a lot to plan for. What about you, Cove? Are you ready? That depends. Before you could say anything else, the light atmosphere was shattered. Hey, Bill. You glanced over your shoulder to see your sister. She strode closer and closer, appearing none too pleased. I've been looking all over for you. Ma said you and Cove ran off with a thing Mr. Holden brought for us. She leered over you with arms folded. So, where is it? Well, it's gone. What do you mean, gone? You moved over to the side to face her completely. She zeroed in on the bouquet in your hands, which was now populated exclusively with skewers dripping in juice and tiny flakes of leftover fruit pieces. Her mouth dropped open and the tone of hers rose. What? Seriously, Bill? What were you thinking? It was supposed to be for all of us at home. She glanced at Cove, who sat beside you, and continued mockingly. Even if you are the most important person in the household to the delivery boy, this was up to his dad. It seemed everyone was in the mood to tease you and Cove today. Is she wearing fucking lemons because of how sour she is? Oh, that's nice detailing. I like that. And also, fuck off, Lizzie. Within moments, Cove's cheeks flushed red. He picked up at the hem of his shirt, suddenly finding it very interesting. He always became nervous when Elizabeth would strike at your relationship. Sorry, Elizabeth, get over it. Well, the morning's been kind of a disaster. We were hungry. It wasn't us. A seagull came down and ate it. Well, we were... Get over it. Elizabeth narrowed her eyes, not at all with that kind of response. Oh no, I think I hear the mean kid coming back. Oh no, I think I hear the mean kid coming back. We better get out of here. Elizabeth blinked, confused, and looked around. What kid? I don't see anyone. Derek didn't bother explaining. He just lunged to his feet and ran off. Cove hopped up to, gladly taking the opportunity to exit the situation. He followed after Derek, but he sent a look to you from over his shoulder. You turned to Elizabeth. She stared back, brow raised. I'm gonna run. Without a word, you two got to your feet and bolted down the beach. Unimpressed, Elizabeth rolled her eyes.
So immature.
Fuck you. We don't want to hang around with this kid. Fuck you. God forbid we actually don't want to do something. We tried doing it the nice way, and since he didn't want to fucking do it the nice way, we're not going to do it the nice way. She shook her head as we walked towards the house, not bothering whatsoever to follow. Meanwhile, the three of you made it back to the shoreline. Derek pumped his fist, grinning in triumph.
Haha, we escaped and shall live to see another day.
Exactly, but we should keep moving. Yeah, for now at least. Victory, our moms are gonna be so mad when Elizabeth tells... fuck it. Yeah, for now at least. I still have to face Elizabeth when I get back home. You chuckled together, walking further down the beach side by side. You definitely wanted to stay outside a little while longer. You had gotten a bit of scolding from your moms for not saving any of Mr. Holden's gift for Elizabeth. She wasn't fucking there! But you didn't get any real punishment for it. Instead, while you were out with the boys, Elizabeth returned home to share the news. The three of them went to get dessert on their own. Okay, that's fair. It was declared even by your parents when everyone got back and the event was settled. That was a while ago now. Later that night, you found yourself seated near the kitchen counter. I'm gonna save it here because I've been going on for a while, so we will pick up the phone next time. So thank you guys so much for watching this. If you guys liked it, please leave a like, hit subscribe. It would really help me become a big YouTuber starman. That is what I want to become in life, and that is what I am working towards. Ring the bell for notifications so you get to see whenever I upload another Our Life Beginning and Always, or just another video in general. Our Life Beginning and Always is an active playthrough. Some other active playthroughs that I'm going through are Minecraft, In the Woods, Cozy Grove, Broken Age, and I have started a series where I get every Minecraft achievement. Some finished playthroughs if you just want to binge an entire playthrough, or if you only have time for a one-off. Some of those are Haunt the House, Indigo Park, We Went Back, Boris and the Dark Survival, and The Room. So yeah, so with that, I will see you guys in the next issue. See you. Did I save this? Okay, I did save it. Okay.